With us tonight is the author of 1994 from Vantage Press, which presents a scenario for the end. Harold Camping, president of Family Radio, a network of Christian broadcasters. Also here is Christian activist John Noe, who takes issue with much of this talk. Mr. Noe has a book. We'll tell you about that in a little while. Harold, what does 1994 tell us?
Well, I have discovered this, Larry, that as I've studied the Bible very, very diligently and very carefully, I have found that it is God's law book to the human race, wherein God has detailed his principles whereby man is to live by. And amazingly, God, as he develops his salvation program, because God created man accountable to God, he created man in the image of God, and man has rebelled, and yet man is accountable, and so God has worked out a salvation plan. But he has set that salvation plan in history. And I have discovered, as I have studied and studied and studied the Bible, that the Bible is the history book that lays out God's whole plan of history.
Including the end.
It begins at the beginning and it ends at the end.
And you pinpoint the end for next year.
And the timeline of history, let me say this, the timeline of history is governed not by political events, not by the rise and fall of nations, not by disasters, natural disasters of one kind or another. It is determined by the unfolding of God's salvation plan.
If it's all in the book, what's the difference what we do?
Well, the difference is that not only does it give us the history, but it tells us what happens at the end. At the end, man has got to give accountable.
What is the difference what we do tomorrow if the end is the day after tomorrow?
It makes, by God's mercy, we have time to get ready.
Just to get ready, not to change the outcome.
Oh, we can't change the outcome.
Now, why do you pinpoint 1994?
Because when we lay out all the history of the world, beginning with Genesis chapter 1, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, and God shows how that beginning it was. That's already
how do you get 1994?
Well, all right. We lay out the whole time plan. There's all the milestones and we see that it's not a random pattern. It is a very, very precise pattern, and the paths focus on 1994.
And you know when in 1994?
I believe it'll be sometime in the month of September.
So every time we pick up that Bible or think about the Bible, we better tremble. This is the Word of God. I better listen carefully. Oh, I better listen carefully to it. And I better be praying that, oh, Lord, help me to have a little understanding so that I can be obedient. Help me to be obedient. Work in me to will and to do of thy good pleasure, because I don't trust me. That's how important the Bible is. And the church, I knew already then that the church age ended in 1988. It would bring us to 1994, in September of 1994. And then quickly I published the book, although I did protect myself a tiny bit by saying, now this is not absolute. It could be 2011. Which was accurate, of course. But what was the problem? I can alibi, I can excuse myself, which isn't worth a penny. I can say, well, I didn't have enough time. Actually, what I should have done is not publish the book, because I hadn't finished really understanding that verse.
Revelation chapter 5. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book, written within and on the backside, sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, Who is worthy to open the book, and to loose the seals thereof? No man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. One of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book, and to loose the 7 seals thereof.